90s, but it took a long time for another program to kind of catch up. But now it's been all Mark Few and his team, and they have just been on a roll. It's so consistent.
For a long time, the Gonzaga-Pepperdine matchup was the best rivalry, the best games of the year in the West Coast Conference, and those numbers there are indicative of why. And under Jim Herrick and Tom Asbury, this Pepperdine program was very, very good on the West Coast. And then, of course, with the emergence of this Gonzaga program, it just created a natural rivalry.
It really did, and I think it's great to see. We talked about Portland. They're in the number 2 spot right now. A young team that I think Coach Reveno's done an excellent job with. I love to see multiple teams have success, and really it just challenges every single program every year because, you know, they want to be in that top spot.
So Heitfeld out of the game as Pargo drives into the lane and hits a little runner. And Pargo into double figures. And now a steal. Micah Downs can fly.
Giving the crowd what they want to see. He's one of the most improved players, I think, this year. He gave his teammates something they wanted to see, too. The transfer out of Kansas back in 2006.
Yeah, played a half a season for Bill Self as Hornbuckle shoots the 3, got his own rebound. Transferred did Micah Downs as Thompson hits the shot from the corner, but Micah Downs transferred after that first semester. Came to Gonzaga. Sat out for the second semester, the first semester of the second year, and since then he's grown into a good player.
Yeah, definitely a much improved player and has really fit into this system.
And now he'll go to the free throw line. Foul called on Gus Clardy, a sophomore out of Texas, 6'8", 225 pounds for Pepperdine. Well, women's college basketball action continues on ESPNU tomorrow afternoon with a battle in the Big East Conference. Number 24 Notre Dame Fighting Irish taking on Maya Moore and top-ranked Connecticut. Women's college basketball on ESPNU tomorrow at 2 o'clock Eastern. And for more, you can log on to ESPNU.com. Downs out of Kirkland, Washington, and now a senior. And I think coming into this season, that's why the expectations were so high for this Gonzaga program, who at one point in the time got up to number 4 in the nation as Andrew Sorensen, a Spokane favorite out of Olympia, checking into the game. But with so many seniors and veteran players on this team, I think expectations maybe got ahead of their development this year.
Definitely. I think that can happen. And Michael Downs also had foot surgery as he came into his career, so he wasn't 100% healthy coming in. I think every player on this team has had one injury or another that's forced them to either play, hurt, or have to sit out for a certain amount of time.
And Micah Downs checks out. Austin Day back in there along with Ira Brown, Stephen Gray, Dimitri Goodson for Gonzaga. Here's Tucker just inside the free throw line, missed it. Ira Brown with a rebound. But now is it possible, Krista, that this Gonzaga team, as Sorensen with the finish in transition, this Gonzaga team could be under the radar a bit?
Absolutely, and that could be a good thing for them in that they could just be putting it all together, peaking at the right time. With a strong enough schedule, strong enough RPI, I think, you know, if they can finish things strong, I still think a lot of people haven't been talking about them like maybe they had in the past.
Taylor Darby getting to the free throw line, an opportunity for 3 for him. And the other thing that you hear about Gonzaga in the West Coast Conference, that because this league may not be as tough as some around the league, that they're not tournament tested by the time they get to March. Do you agree with that?
Oh, absolutely. That's the biggest issue that I think the WCC has faced, and that's why so many of these coaches like Mark Few have really tried to toughen their non-conference schedule. They know what a factor that is down the road, and that's why also the improvement of multiple teams can only help Gonzaga. As tough as it is to have to face those teams, it makes you better.
Stephen Gray hits his first shot of the game. It was 0 for 4 from 3, 0 for 5 from the field until that shot. This is a guy who had 23 on Thursday night against LMU, 21 in the second half. And Austin Day with a one-handed rebound. And Day with it into the paint, feed Ira Brown, lay-in. 4:40 to play. And we've got a timeout for Pepperdine. Tom Asbury has a lot to talk about with his team. 85-51 our score. Gonzaga on their way to another championship outright. We'll be back.
An Old Spice.
5-51 lead on Pepperdine. This next graphic's going to help tell the story here, Krista. I mean, we're looking at a team that's veteran and tested and a team trying to get there.
Yeah, you're right. 3 seniors for Pepperdine. They haven't had all of those seniors this entire year, and they aren't even really necessarily all 3 significant players for the team as far as minutes go. No juniors, 8 freshmen, but right there, definitely one of their future players is Keon Bell, the freshman leading scorer for this team. He's got 17 tonight, averages 13 a game. You know, of their scoring, over 85% of their scoring comes from freshmen and sophomores. So they're just a very young team. And when you look at the comparison between them and the experience from Gonzaga, it's just tough to go up against.
Keon Bell again inside. Will Foster rebounding the miss, but with Bell averaging 13 points a game, but he has scored at least 17 now in his last 10 games. And Goodson getting all the way to the rim for Gonzaga.
We'll talk about the future of a team, and that Dimitri Goodson is the future point guard for this Gonzaga team. He is so explosive, and Mark Few had nothing but great things to say about him. He said he really takes their team to a different speed. He has lightning quick.
Tie-up called here. And we take a look. Oh, Austin Day now on the bench with the ice. Obviously, he's done for the day. And that ankle will get a lot of attention tonight and first thing tomorrow morning, Christy.
Yeah, a good thing for them is that he'll have some days now that he will be able to get some treatment, keep icing it, and hopefully just get it back to 100% and as strong as he can before the next game.
And with a very important road trip obviously looming for Gonzaga, if they're going to get to 14-0 and run the table in the regular season, they've got some pretty significant games yet on the road. At Santa Clara, at San Diego. That's tough.
Definitely.
Even in this league, that's tough.
It's not easy. Anytime you go on the road in conference play, not easy. Oh, Clardy coming in, the walk-on, number 25 for Pepperdine, hitting that last bucket. I think he's shown some solid minutes and really didn't get much play till the second half.
Gray is stripped by Bell and a foul called. 3 minutes, 14 seconds to play. It's all Gonzaga in Spokane. They're about to get to 12-0 and sole possession of a regular season title in the WCC.
Are you one?
I can tell you this much, the top 5 of the coaches